The Doomsday Clock being swept to sea, and our pet's antlers are falling off. Check this out. So 21-year-old Dylan Gartenmayer was out diving with his friends in the Florida Keys. Now, the conditions were starting to get worse, and they decided one more dive and they were gonna head home. So he went in at a depth of 35 feet. He didn't come up, and his friends started to panic. What happened was Dylan was held underwater for over 2 minutes and swept out to depths of 150 feet. Well, his friends freaked out, but they did the right thing. They called the Coast Guard, they alerted his family, and they put out basically a distress signal to everyone in the area, and people started looking. Doesn't sound good, right? I've been in one of these situations when there's no landmarks around, and the sun's going down. It's really hard to find a person. It's literally a needle in a haystack. But 4 hours later, they found him. Here's what Dylan had done. So it turns out he'd been drugged a mile away from where he went in. He came up, swam a mile in the direction he thought the boat was, ended up about 3/10 of a mile from the boat, and was exhausted. He found some floating bamboo, cut some buoys off of some channel markers, and made a hammock for a couple reasons. One, he was tired, and two, to try to keep his body out of the water so he wouldn't freeze. He was already losing feeling in his fingers and his toes. This is a lot of really smart thinking, but still he's in the middle of the ocean. Luckily, his own family found him, got him on the boat, brought him to shore, happy ending. Now, I love this story because Dylan, 21 years old, he got himself out of the water to stay warmer. He kind of collected a bunch of things that would be more visible. He got back in the direction he was lost because he knew that'd be a starting point. And all those things led to helping improve his odds. I love this story. I love what Dylan did. Good job, buddy. As of filming tomorrow, the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists will set the Doomsday calendar. Have you heard of this? This is kind of wild. Here's what this means. So the Doomsday Clock is a metaphor for how close we as humans are to self-annihilation. So in 1947, this was started at 7 minutes to midnight. Well, in 1994, the best it's ever been, we were at 17 minutes, which meant they thought we were gonna stick around even longer than originally predicted. Well, the last 3 years, it's been at 100 seconds. That's right, less than 2 minutes. Things are getting a little dicey, and we think this year it's going to get even shorter. Now, of course, this is all kind of just predictability, and who knows if it's going to really happen, but they are live streaming this. I suggest you go check it out, and maybe by the time this goes live, the answer will already be out there. So go see if we're a little closer to doom or if we're gonna live a little longer. I'm gonna go check it out too. And now for our animal segment. You may have already seen this one because it's been all over the internet around the world, but Derek Bourgogne of New Brunswick, Canada, actually was out flying his drone through the woods and came upon 3 bull moose. Now, serendipitously, one of them got up, walked away from the other 2, and did like a full body shimmer and dropped both of his antlers. Now, first of all, it's super rare just to find a moose antler, let alone capture a moose dropping 2 of them at the same time. It's really cool footage, as you can see behind me. Once they dropped and the moose cleared out, Derek went up and picked them up, and it was 17 points and 45 pounds. That's a pretty good find. But that led me down a little path of maybe educating you guys on why antlers fall off, when they fall off, and what the whole system is behind that. Well, first it's interesting. You have to know the difference between horns and antlers. Something like a cow has a horn, it doesn't fall off. But deer, elk, moose, they have antlers, and they fall off every year. So first of all, imagine growing paddles that big in about a 3-month period. I mean, that has to be the biggest headache on earth. And then they just fall off. What happens is, as winter comes around, testosterone drops, and it demineralizes the pedicel of where the antler attaches to the head, making it a weak point, and the weight just simply pulls them off. So when does this happen? Well, it kind of varies by region, but sometime between November and April, moose will drop their antlers. Whitetail and elk are on slightly different schedules, but generally by spring, everybody's lost their antlers and they're already regrowing a set for the next year. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably see Bear and I out looking for these things all the time. I live in an area where there's tons of mule deer and a few elk, and we find a bunch of these things. It's super fun. If you're interested in learning more about this, check with your local DNR on the rules and regulations. It's really important to follow those as they're set up to protect the animals and not push them around in the winter when they're low on energy and need to conserve all the strength they have. That's it for this week, but first, speaking of antlers, check out one of our new t-shirts, available on our website now. I love this thing. Go check it out. Thanks, guys. See you later.